Okay, hello everyone. This is Victor Momo, and this is going to be the second part of the text function video, just to show two more cases where you can use the text function and custom formatting. I would advise that you watch the first video before diving into this one. If you remember, in the first video I did briefly mention that for custom number formatting you can have as many as 4 segments, where the first represents the formatting for your positive numbers, second for negative, and third and fourth for 0 and text. Okay, so if you want positive numbers to appear in a certain way, you put a certain formatting for negative and so on. If you don't have the 4 segments, depending on the scenario, Excel behaves differently. So what I want to do in this example simply is just a case where I want the positive numbers to show up as saying profit of this, assuming that the positive numbers were profits, and then the negatives are say losses, and 0 will just show up as like zilch, nothing, right? So that's what I want to do here. So I can easily come here and do my text function. I come in here, then I start my format. So in this case, I want to say that what I want profit of. This is going to be for the positive, of course, because it's a text string. I put it in quotes, and then I put the formatting I want. So for the positive, let's assume I just want it to show up as this. Okay, I put the semicolon. I want to go to the portion for the negative. Negative, I say loss of. Then I put what I want there. Let's say for this, I just want to put it in parentheses. Then I go to the 0 part. For 0, I want it to show up as zilch. You should just write zilch in there. Okay, so this is everything really. But on pressing enter, you realize that this doesn't work, and that's because you have your double quotes all messed up. If you've ever had to do VBA and a lot of these enclosing strings in double quotes and all, you would see that it's a little tricky. But once you get used to it, you know how it works. Since you have one double quote at the end, one double quote at this end, which should be included, so I have to put 3 here. Add 2 more. I add 2 more. Every internal quote needs to be doubled, so I put this. You can try it without doing what I'm doing, and you will see that you would try so many combinations and it looks like it never works. But once you get the hang of it, it's fine. Okay, so this shows us as profit of 7, then zilch, and on and on. So this could have been a case of okay, the company made, you want to now just concatenate that. Maybe here you want to put include say a profit, here you want to say a loss, like that, something like that. Okay, so this could be some text box somewhere that shows a summary and it's just picking the number from a cell, but rather than just showing 7, just by typing 7 there, it creates this for you. Okay, so that's one case. The second case, similar to what I did previously. What I just want to show here is how to use conditions in the sense of less than, greater than for the custom format. One thing you need to note here is that the order in which you put the conditions is very important. Just like when you're creating an if function, you don't want to start off with the condition that every your data set would actually scale through. So you have to write the if in such a way that some will be filtered out from the first condition, and so on and so forth. If you write it in the wrong direction, then the if evaluates the first one and all of them pass, and that is it. So it's important to note, okay, if I'm doing a less than or a greater than, in what order should this go? So what I want to do for this one is just a simple case where if it's greater than 1000, format it this way. If it's greater than 500, format it this way. Otherwise, I give it a different format. When you test this, you realize that you can't have more than 3 conditions. Essentially, 2 conditions and a third condition, which is like any one that doesn't pass those other two, use this third condition for it. So, in simple terms, what this is you're just going to have text, select this cell, and we start off. I say if it's greater than 1000, what I want to do is I want to show it in a thousand form and with 1 decimal place. So 0.0 just to have 1 decimal place. Once your formatting ends with a comma, this is scaling in custom formatting terms. Excel knows that it needs to scale it, so that value will be divided by 1000. If you put a comma and a comma, 2 commas, that's divide by 1000, divide by 1000, it will show it in million. Okay, so I can say show this as 0.0 comma and then maybe include a k, so that you say 1.3k, 1.2k, that's like 1 2. You know, like we say in Nigeria here, give me 1k there, which is 1000. Okay, so this is going to be for my greater than 1000. Then I put a semicolon. I go to the next one. I say if it's greater than 500, what do I want? Let's just say I want it to show up just like this. Okay, then the last scenario is where it's obviously less than 500. Maybe I want it to show up in curly brackets. Okay, so this is supposed to be everything, and I close the brackets. Of course, this isn't going to work, because of your double quotes again. I decided to write it without a double quote so that it's obvious, where the quotes need to go. So we know that, of course, at the beginning we need a quote. We didn't have one there before. It's unlike the other scenario where we needed it for the string, and then we put one here, and the internal one needs to be doubled. Doubled. This is an art in itself. Okay, so you see what happens once it's less than 500, it uses the parentheses. Okay, anything between 500 and 1000, it puts 2 decimal places. Anything above 1000, it puts 1.2k. So that's just how that works. So the last one here would just be something similar to that, but maybe just using a million and 1000. And someone even on the Nigerian Excel users group just did a quick example like this and shared with me. So you do the text, I select this, and I want to do a case where when it is greater than equals to 1 million, 1 2 3 1 2 3, then I want it to show up as say 0.00 comma comma. What this means is 2 decimal places and scale it by 1 million. So it's going to show us like 1.22 m, something like that. Then I include my m there to say it's million. Okay, then I go to the next case where it's greater than equal to 1000. For this one, I want it to show as maybe I use the same format as I used before, 0.0 comma then k, right? Then otherwise just use 0. Okay, and you close the brackets. Then now comes the tricky part, which is what? Your double quotes. You need a double quote here, you need a double quote at the end. You need to double this, you need to double this, you need to double this, and you need to double this. Then once you get used to it, it kind of works easily. So you notice that everyone greater than 1 million shows up as m, and everyone in the 1000 to a million range shows up as k. Okay, so this is the last example I want to share in this video. The other thing you just need to note is that there's one thing you can do with the regular number formatting, custom number formatting, when you go through control 1 or format cells, that you can't do with this, which is the part of colors, right? Where you can say if a cell meets a certain condition, it should be colored this way. If it doesn't, it should be colored in some other way. But you can't use the text function to change the color of a cell. Formulas don't work that way. It only changes the value. So even if you write that condition here for your text function. Okay, so now I want to show you how it works in the actual custom formatting. So let's go here. Let's go to custom, So we just say for positive numbers, I just want to use a green. These are standard colors, so Excel knows green in square brackets, so it knows. And then let's say the format I want to use is just 0. I put a semicolon, then I say open a square bracket again, say red, and for red I want to, that's negative numbers, I want it to show as 0, format it just with a parenthesis. Then for 0 now, I want it to show up in blue. Close this bracket and say for 0, okay, show as 0.00. Then let's do okay. Right, so now just type in a number here, 12. You see it's green. Type in a negative number, right? Type in 0. Okay, but if you take that format that we had and use it in the text function, it's not going to work. That's just one thing you need to know. So it's not like the text function can do everything that you can do with your custom formats from format cells. No, text function can change and alter values and the way stuff is displayed, but not the font color. I'll leave you to try this exercise on your own, trying to use this format with text function so that you can ascertain for yourself that it doesn't work. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, just to show, 2 more cases of using custom formatting with the text function. So if you like the video, you can subscribe to the channel and you can also hit the like button. And like I always say, if you can think it, Excel most likely can do it. I'm out.